What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 8, the final season of my NHL 24 Minnesota Wild Franchise Mode series. Thank you guys so much for support on this series. If you could also leave a thumbs up in this last video, I'd really appreciate it. Also, to let me know in the comments section which team I should use next. I'll make sure to make a poll for you guys. As you can see, this team's currently 4-0-2 in the preseason. Quinn Hughes, their leading scorer, 9 assists in 6 games. If you guys missed the last 2 episodes, I'd highly recommend going and checking them out. As you can see, we're actually coming off back-to-back Stanley Cups after the Buffalo Sabres did the same. We actually just beat the Sabres in the Stanley Cup final. So the team, we're looking to be a dynasty. I think if we win 3 straight Stanley Cups, nobody could argue otherwise. I'll show you what the roster looks like. Definitely, could potentially add here at the deadline, but very happy with how it is to start the season. We got Boldy, Thomas, Kaprizov on that first line. It's been this way the past few years. We got Kwong here, who's a rookie, 86 overall. Insane shot, playing second line there with Hagens and Gauthier. They get a +3. You got Jacobson on the third line with Yzerman and Ginla. Riley Height there on the fourth with Stromel and Eriksson. Defensively here, we got Hughes, Sider still on our top pair. Faber and Swift's now the second pair. Swift here's also a rookie, 86 overall defenseman. Having him on entry-level deal is honestly nuts. And then the bottom pairing here, we got Kochi and Soderstrom. They get a -2, but should still be decent. Goaltending-wise, we got Daigle there starting. Ivankovic's now backing him up. You look at power play 1 to +5. I mean, pretty nasty. I can't believe Hagen's still only an 89 with franchise potential after, putting up 50 points, 77 points. Thought he'd at least be a 90 by now. Power play 2 there also looks very solid. I think overall we actually get all positive chemistry aside from 4-minute power play 2, I should say. But PK-wise, I think it's all positive. I feel like we could maybe have a bit better defensive players, but I feel like the guys we do have should be decent enough. I think if anything at the deadline, maybe I'll trade like Riley Height for a more defensive player. He's got good defensive awareness, but like shot block, stick check, and physical there are quite low. Now looking at the AHL team, Augustin here on the first line. With Svechkov, we sent down in Perot. I'm hoping the AHL team can maybe win their first Calder Cup. Yurov, Misa, Ogre on the second line. So, I mean, overall, you got 166. Other than that, it's all like mid to high 70s, led by 83 Svechkov. Defensively, we got 81 Galchenyuk, 79 Sinistin. Most of these guys are, 79 or better, aside from Wu. Goaltending, you got Ravensburgen, we signed 80 overall. Bopit, there's 79 backing him up. So, I think the AHL team does have a very good chance as well. And in case you missed it, guys, in terms of the captaincy, we got Kaprizov and Hughes wearing the A's with Faber wearing the C. Don't have to worry about contract extensions because the last year. So I think a lot of guys are expiring this year because usually, I'll just sign them to this season because it doesn't matter afterwards. But before we do start simming here, guys, I will show you our ratings for the final year. We've got 100 offense, 94 defense, 88 goaltending. We'll see if that's good enough for the three-peat here. Back-to-back-to-back Stanley Cups. All right, guys, we're in December now with a record of 19-14-6, which is actually good enough for second in the division. I didn't think we were playing too well, but luckily, the division's not too crazy this year. In terms of the AHL team, okay, this has to be the year they win the Calder Cup. Are you kidding me? 24-3-1? They have a good team, but I actually didn't think this was their best team they've ever had. That is ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. All right, so hopefully this AHL team doesn't blow it in the playoffs. Lorenz there, over a point per game NHL-wise. It's Quinn Hughes, just over a point per game as well, mostly assists. Looking for potentially back-to-back Norris trophies. And now look at this, guys. We're heading towards the trade deadline. Ehlers being offered to us by the Jets. I don't think I'll do this trade just because I want to use those assets for, like I said, more of a two-way player. Also, too, he's got top 9 potential. He is still 86 overall, 12 goals, 27 assists, but yeah, 82 D awareness. We don't really need him in terms of the offensive production, so just going to pass. All right, guys, we're on the deadline here with a record of 32-23-8, which luckily is good enough for a playoff spot. We're currently 3rd place there in the Central. Blues, Blackhawks are close. Even the Preds there, 68, so definitely not guaranteed. Flames, Kraken, 69. AHL-wise, they continue to dominate, 42-8-2. 86 points, yeah. They're first place in the league, as you might expect with that record. Leading scorer there is Lorenz, over a point per game. In the NHL, it is still Quinn Hughes, just on a point per game. So, like I was saying, we'll get to the deadline here. Obviously, last season, we were a full-fledged buyer. Looking for a bit of a defensive upgrade in terms of the forwards. Even the defense, we do have -2 on that bottom pair, so I wouldn't mind if we could potentially fix that. Offensively, it'd have to be a real superstar, and I'm not really seeing one. I mean, Sergachev here, I don't know if we could afford to bring him in, but would be kind of crazy. Barkov here is down 87 overall. Would he be too good to throw on that 4th line? We know, obviously, Barkov a very good two-way center. And so for our first trade here, guys, we're trying to get Alex Romanov from the Islanders. I'm retaining 50%. I think he'll just be a really good boost to the bottom D pair. You can see he's got truculence and shot blocking, 85 overall. Defensive defenseman, good D awareness, very good physical. Offering up Soderstrom there, 1 year left, 2nd, 3rd round pick. Again, just trying to beef up the bottom D pair. Value's a bit on our side. They don't really want any of this, but we'll see. And trades accepted. Okay, so honestly, at this point, I think I'm just looking for a super 4th liner. I think our top 9 forward group is set, goaltending set. Actually, speaking of which, let me double check. Daigle's playing well right now. And 900 right on, could be better, but we won back-to-back cups with him. He's got 91 poise. I think we're going to stick with him. And now next you guys are trying to get Anthony Cirelli from the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can see he's got a few X factors. Again, very solid defensively. Physically could be better, but I like the fact he's got like the Yoink X factor there, unstoppable force as well. So we'll see if we can get him here for height and a second round pick. They want both. Value's pretty equal. Also retaining 50%. We'll see what the Lightning say. Trades accepted. Okay, so a couple nice moves there as well. Like, we really weren't trading away the future at all. I didn't trade any AHL players because the AHL team's, doing so well. We still have our first round pick this year and next. We also still have an elite potential prospect, Carlotti there. Have a bit of time left at the deadline. Maybe if we can see, one more potential trade, I'll make it. All right, guys, so the last trade offer I'm going to make is Cole Eiserman for Anton Lundell. Eiserman's more of like a scoring winger. Currently, he's playing center third line. You can see only has 9 goals. Never really turned into the sniper I thought he'd be. Austin here getting offered back to us by the Islanders. Both guys I want aren't signed, but we just don't need Austin, so I'm going to say no. As you guys can see here, they will like Eiserman. The value's pretty equal. I wonder if they would just do this 1-for-1. Trades rejected. Okay. So we do have a lot of things to give up. Again, I feel like if I don't need to, add Carlotti there, I won't. I feel like giving up the first would honestly be too much. Maybe 3rd this year, 4th next year. Hold on to our first round picks. And the Panthers said just a bit low. We'll do 2 thirds here with Eiserman for Lundell. And the Panthers say yes. All right. So if we win another Stanley Cup here, we could honestly keep this going. So we still have like our first round picks. We still got an elite prospect. Like, kind of nuts. All right, guys. So the trade deadline's now passed. Hopefully those few moves we make can help us win back-to-back-to-back Stanley Cups. I got Alex Turcotte on the move again to the New Jersey Devils. Haig there to the Flyers. I was actually looking at potentially getting him. Urson went back to the Lightning. Our trade for Cirelli. You got Kirby Dach going to the Senators. Let's see here. Bluger to the Blues. Zachary Bulldog to the Islanders. Our trade for Romanov. Honka there to the Leafs. McGroarty to the Blue Jackets. Brandside Nygaard to the Avalanche. Samoskevich there to the Lightning. Muhammad Lin to the Predators. Thomas Bordelot to the Ducks. So we definitely made the biggest trade of the deadline for sure because Lundell was the highest rated player in the block. But other than that, really nothing crazy. All right, guys, so after the trade deadline, here's an updated look at the team. I really do think this might be the most stacked team we've had yet. So first line hasn't changed. Still got Kaprizov playing with Thomas and Boldy. I do gotta say, like, Boldy, Thomas, both doing pretty good. Like, they're in the 50-point mark. Kaprizov here's only got 48. He's actually down to 88. I'm not sure, like, why he's been... I wouldn't call him a bust, but just, underperforming so much this series. Now, after him on the second line, we actually got Lundell playing on the wing with Hagens and Kwong. Kwong here's down 88. Bunch of X factors. He's got 34 goals so far this season. Could hit 50. Third line's Iginla, Gauthier, Jacobson. And then fourth line here, you got Eriksson, Stromel, and Cirelli. So I think that looks really good. Should mention, too, we get +5 on the entire top 6. Defensively here, Faber Swift now get +5 on the second pair. As Swift's gotten a couple X factors, also an 88. Bottom pairing there, Kochi Romanov, no chemistry boost, but obviously a 0 is a lot better than a -2. You look at the special teams here, too. We got Lundell in that first unit now. Second unit here also gets a +5. So just overall, I feel like we have a lot more depth. We have a lot better chemistry. PK-wise as well. We've got Lundell and Cirelli on the first unit getting a +5. So again, that was kind of the biggest thing I wanted to address was adding some better defensive forwards, beefing up the PK, and I think we did just that. AHL team here, I think the exact same. As I mentioned, don't want to trade away any AHL players so they can continue this insane run, but I think defensively, I actually added Colton in here, who I didn't realize signed his contract late, so he should have been playing. He's a few overall there, better than Wu, so hopefully a small addition there to the AHL team makes them somehow even better. Alright guys, so I guess the moves we made at the deadline worked out pretty well. As you can see here, we finished the record of 48, 25, and 9, which is good for 105 points on the year. We'll actually be playing the Avs in the first round. Now, you might not realize this, but 48 wins, we only lost 2 games after the deadline. We went on a, 7 game win streak, lost 1 there to the Red Wings, and then after that, we only lost 1 more to the Blackhawks. So losing 2 total games after the deadline is kind of crazy. I'm surprised that we even hit 50 wins after playing that well, but I guess that shows, how just kind of mediocre we were heading into the deadline. Again, we, had a chance we could have missed if we didn't play well. AHL team, 55, 11, and 2. Good for 112 points. They win their division, and I believe the AHL, even with 4 games left, they should still be holding on. Leading scorer there is Lorenz, 69 points so far. NHL team, Quinn Hughes, 86 points, leads the team in scoring. So such a good trade that was, getting him before he actually hit free agency. Now, rest of the players here, you got Hagens actually, 79 points. Okay, I was actually debating, I was thinking about maybe trying to make a big trade him for Draisaitl, but I figured I would just hold on to the guy because he's a lot younger. Lundell, 74, we'll see. With us here, he's got 20 and 18. Over a point per game playing second line. Very impressive. Gauthier's got 74. That's kind of nuts how to get demoted to the third line, but I mean, he's on the second power play. He's playing PK. He's out there quite a bit still. I think we'll just, keep him there for the depth. Boldy, Thomas, 67 each. Same with Faber. Very good numbers there from the defenseman. Kwong, 61, 45 goals. Definitely could win the Calder. Kaprizov there, 60. I'm wondering, like, do we break up the first line when, like, the other lines are doing so much better? Do we just kind of keep it the same? As obviously we have a ton more depth this way. Again, the 43 is not bad. Same with Sorelli. And Jacobson there, 36. Yeah, I feel like just this team, so much depth. Goaltending, Daigle ended up having a 905, which is pretty solid. AHL here, Ravensburgen, 922 with 6 shutouts. Behind Lorenz, you had Perot, 66, Gustafsson, 64. So, yeah, definitely bringing in those two guys, I think, helped out a ton. Svechkov and Yurov there also at 60 plus. Misa, 50 right on. And now looking at the entire league here, guys. Austin Matthews wins the Art Ross, 110 points. You got Brady Wasselin here, 101. I was actually thinking the Spitfires might have drafted him first overall in the OHL this year. I think he ended up going 4th to Niagara, and he was drafted 15th, 2026. Turned into a very good player for the Flyers. You got Nylander, Marner behind him. So I think those two plus Matthews just on the Leafs first line dominating. Tyson Forster, 96. Speaking of Draisaitl, there he is. You got Sherov there, McDavid, McKinnon, Eichel. Let's take a look at goals. Matthews there actually ties Wasselin, 57 each. And defensive scoring's Quinn Hughes leading the way, 86, plus 16. Should be winning back-to-back Norris trophies. Very, very cool. You also got Landon DuPont there, who just got granted exceptional status into the WHL. Looking at goalies, Levi there has the most wins. Wallstedt actually tied with them on the Arizona Coyotes. Save percentage here looks to be Wallstedt 9-2. Wow. Good bounce back for him. Still, though, we won back-to-back cups. I definitely, don't regret the trade. Nico Dawes there, lowest goals against. And then rookie skaters here is Kwong, 61 points. Plus, he got 45 goals, plus 17. I mean, if he doesn't win the Calder, there is something definitely wrong with this game. So, we'll take a look here, guys, at the standing. Arizona here bouncing back in a big way after getting that first overall pick. Flyers that win the President's Trophy. Arizona Columbus tied for second, 110 each. And now we were 4th in the NHL there, the 105. Again, the run we had after the deadline, absolutely ridiculous. Top 16 teams all made it as well. Last place this last year was the Washington Capitals. Goals for, Flyers were first. We were second, though, so nice to see that. Goals against, the Blue Jackets had the best. We're actually not at the top of the page or the bottom. So I think, bringing in some more defensive forwards like Lundell, like Sorelli, bringing in Romanov was the right move because obviously we can score, but want to try and keep the puck out of the net. Now, as I mentioned, guys, in the first round here, we got the Colorado Avalanche. Obviously, a very good team. I showed you guys last time. They made the Stanley Cup Final 3 years in a row, losing it all 3 times. So I'm sure, they're looking for one here. Take a look at that team at this point. They got Middlestat in the first line with McKinnon and Rantanen. Second line there, you got Wallstrom, Lucic, and Nichushkin. Bottom 6, you got Sam Bennett there, Sillinger. Defensively, Guliev, McCarr's on the top pair. They lost Taze. They got Behrens there in the second pairing. Boquist on the team now. Goaltending-wise, Ascarov's their starter, 90. Okay, so we had a big upgrade in goal. I still, like our team a lot better. Final season here. Hopefully our team can, make some magic happen somehow. Make it back to the Stanley Cup Final. First 2 games here in Minnesota. And we get a 4-0 win and a 5-4 OT win. Let's go. Back-to-back wins. Head to Denver now. 3-1 loss. Game 3. Game 4. 4-3 win. Just have to win one of the next 3 here. Come on. Game 5. 5-3 loss. Game 6 is a 4-0 loss. No way. Okay. Game 7. Do or die. Backs against the wall. And we're down 1. Middlestat for them. No way. 4-1. I thought, after going, what was it, like 18-2 after the deadline, we were going to have a good playoff. And we need an absolutely insane third period here. We do not get it. Lose 6-3, Game 7 to the Avs. Wow. Blew a 3-1 series lead. I thought this team was destined for greatness. I mean, back-to-back Stanley Cups, we can't complain too much. But like I said, I just added up, guys. We went 16-2 after the deadline and then blew a 3-1 lead to the Avs. Are you kidding me? AHL team here. I think we actually just swept the Manitoba Moose in the first round. So maybe AHL team could at least finally win a Calder Cup. That'd be, something here. We got the Milwaukee Admirals in round 2. So again, first round's AHL is just 5-game series. We're up 2. Just have to win one of the next 3. And okay, we actually beat them there in 4. So AHL team now moving on to the conference final. And here we go. We got the Henderson Silver Knights. First 2 games are at home. Like I mentioned, I think AHL team did win the league. Unfortunately, lost the first 2 games there. Game 3, Game 4, 2-0 win, 6-5 OT loss. So we have to actually win the next 3 straight. Okay, potential Game 7 if we can win Game 6. We do. AHL team potentially making the final for the first time. And they blow it Game 7. Are you kidding me? All right, so I'll just sim through the rest of the playoffs. Svechkov over point per game. Both teams I thought had incredible, regular season runs. Unfortunately, just wasn't meant to be here in year 8. And the playoffs are now complete, guys. The Buffalo Sabres, they're actually win the Stanley Cup. So 3 Stanley Cups in, what would that be, 5 years for them is very, very impressive. I think you can call that dynasty. And the Henderson Silver Knights did go on to win the Calder Cup. We'll take a look at retired players. We'll also take a look at the record book. Are you kidding me? Buffalo wins the Cup, and they're picking first overall, jumping from 6-1 with the Carolina pick. Wow. So, yeah, they're definitely going to be a dynasty for years to come. Dallas there as well, jumps from 10-2. Huge leap. And now in that first round, guys, Lundell's our leading scorer, so, worth picking him up. You also had Hughes and Faber there with 6 points. Kaprizov at 4 was a -3. Just never clicked. He's down to an 85, still making $10 million for the next 4 years. So, a good thing this is the year we decided to balance this GM. Like, I don't really get, what the issue there was with Kaprizov. Goaltending, Daigle had a below 900 in that first round. Definitely don't want to see that. And now in terms of the playoff tree, the Sabres there beat the Sens in 6, Leafs in 7, Flyers in 5, and then the Ducks in 5. After the Avs beat us, they actually lost the Coyotes. AHL-wise, you can see Anderson there beat the Canucks, Roadrunners, Wild, and then the Flyers in the final. And now look at the AHL awards first, I guess. You got the Calder Cup there going to Henderson. As I mentioned, we did win the regular season. That's our second time doing it. Unfortunately, just, couldn't turn that into any playoff success. Not a single Calder Cup. Stenberg there, most points in the AHL. Of course, he was on our team, and then the Blues gave him an offer sheet we couldn't match, so that's kind of sucks to see. Also got MVP. Imagine if he was still on that AHL team. Would have been absolutely dominant. Got Chanyuk best defense in the AHL. Ravensburgen best goalie. So we win a couple things. Lorenz there, sportsmanship. Again, very good regular season for the team. Unfortunately, just a bad playoff. Sabres there again. 3 Stanley Cups in 5 years. Pretty crazy. President's Trophy went to the Flyers there. Individual awards, Matthews, Art Ross, and the Hart. You had Quinn Hughes there, back-to-back James Norris, as I mentioned. Nylander, Lady Byng. Kwong there did get the Calder, let's go. Jack Quinn winning the Conn Smythe. Wallstedt gets the Vezina. Wow, so that's pretty crazy. I mean, again, I'm not upset about it. We got 2 Stanley Cups. Happy for him. And you got Whitehead here winning the William Jennings, who I'm pretty sure was a former goalie of ours as well. So that's just how many stacked goalies we had. We got a Vezina last year, and then this year is a former goalie of ours winning the Vezina and the Jennings. Conrad, Bill Masterton, Red Wings coach Jack Adams. That's an award we unfortunately never won. Byfield there with the Selke. Matthews, Ted Lindsay, and then Wassland there, and Matthews, of course, win the Maurice Richard. And now next year, guys, we'll take a look at retired players for the final season. You got Mark Scheifele there playing his whole career with the Jets. Pretty cool. Jonathan Huberdeau retires with the Flames, down to 72. You still have money left on 1 year left on that big contract. Brock Nelson, Morgan Riley also stay with their teams for their entire career. Tervainen with the Rangers. Tarasenko, Seth Jones with the Blackhawks. Monahan. Okay, so, I mean, pretty good retirement. I would say there's no, superstar or anything. Goaltending-wise, Linus Ullmark, Jordan Binnington, Merz Lincoln, Corpy Salo, so couple former Columbus goalies there. Like I was saying, guys, next just want to take a look at the coach, see, his record. I believe we hired him in the 3rd season, so basically after the first 2 years where we were rebuilding the entire time. So Fane here, A+ everything from the start. His record there, 61.7 win percentage, 2 Stanley Cups, never won a President's Trophy, which is actually kind of surprising. And then look at the record book here, guys. You can see Kaprizov actually has the Minnesota Wild franchise record all-time points, 797. Kind of cool because he wears 97. In terms of the seasons, it's Jared Spurgeon there with 17. Mikko Koivu has the assists, 504. Spurgeon games played, penalty minutes, Matt Johnson. Shutouts there, Nicholas Backstrom, same with wins. But Daigle's kind of coming for him. He's at 12 and 125. Still a lot of career left. Kaprizov also has the goals there, 366. Take a look at the season records. Brent Burns, most games played. Do we have any? Kaprizov goals, 47. That was in 2020, so before we started. Same with the points, 108. Hughes has the most assists, though, 71. And Daigle most wins, 44. Rookie records here. Brock Faber, most assists, 38. Wallstedt shutouts. Kwong there, most goals, 45. Wallstedt wins. And then Kwong, most points. So we actually set all the rookie records here in this series. And now look at this, guys. As I was ending the video, I realized, did Daigle have insane rookie numbers? Shouldn't he have beat out Wallstedt? And I was right. His rookie season, he had 44 wins and 8 shutouts, which of course was good enough to win the Vezina. He did not get the Calder, though, and I wonder if that's because it was glitched. Obviously, his rookie numbers not counting here in the record book. Sucks to see, but I think that might have been the issue. And then game records there, unfortunately, did not set any. And now look at the NHL here, guys. Games played, still the regular top 5. Fleury, though, number 2 behind Brodeur. Most goals, Ovechkin, 972. Matthews already top 5, still playing. Points there, nobody new. Assists, same thing. Wins, again, Fleury's number 2. Shutouts, 50-goal seasons. You got Ovi there, tied with Mike Bossy and Gretzky at 9. Matthews is at 8. 100-point seasons. McDavid at 12. 3 behind Gretzky. Hasn't retired yet, so overall, like I said, I think pretty successful series here. We ended up winning 2 Stanley Cups back-to-back. Obviously, was hoping for that 3rd, but that's very, very tough to do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this series. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, let me know in the comments section which team I should use next. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.